Hi there folks, my name's NovaWrap24 and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. So here we are on Sunday the 27th of August 2017 for another episode, and we're going to jump straight into it this week by looking at one of the first exclusive P3D V4 releases. So the guys over at Just Sim have released the small Spanish airport of Jerez, which is primarily a domestic was primarily a domestic airport, but then the Ryanair and Condor have introduced low cost, low budget airlines to sort of focus on providing routes from Germany and the UK to this city. It's an interesting choice for theirs to do, but they've decided to release it and make it exclusively available for prepared version 4. Now, the usual things that we expect from Just Sim for here, so fully compatible with FTX Global, Global and OpenLC Europe. We've got the high quality models that we come to expect, high quality ground textures as well. Full compatible with AI traffic as well. High resolution textures for the buildings as well. As I think I just said that before. Usual optimization runs, blah blah blah, the usual stuff through it, but some of the 3D lighting effects and ground polygons provided based on the prepared version 4 SDK. But as I said, it's just very interesting that they've chosen to actually make this one exclusive for prepared version 4. But they haven't really gone into it and showed off much of the night effects. There's only one sort of screenshot showing the night lighting, and it doesn't look that different from the prepared version 3 night lighting that we're kind of used to. So, very interesting. They're not sort of crowing about anything particular that makes it outstanding and why it's exclusive to version 4. They are really going to be. They are planning on releasing an X-Plane 11 version in coming weeks. But for now, as far as the ESP platforms go, it will only be coming for version 4. Now, they haven't sort of said anything about, is this the future path they're going to be taking? Will all their ESP sort of platform releases now be only for prepared version 4? Are they going to delete, drop FSX and prepared version 2 and 3 as some other providers have sort of as some other developers have said they're going to do. So yeah, it could be the way of the future. We don't know from Just Sim. They haven't said anything either way. But as I said, at the moment, it is only available for prepared version 4. But X-Plane users, you will be having your copy. It will be released in coming weeks, so keep an eye at that. If you do want to pick this one up, this one's coming in at around about $16 US. So not badly priced actually, as far as airports go. Available now from Sim Market, available now. Alrighty, in other ESP platform releases this week, so the guys over at FSDG. So FSDG, they've been sort of fairly busy lately, sort of providing a few releases, and they've come to us with another fantastic release, this time for Mauritius. So Mauritius is, of course, one of the most infamous, or not infamous, but one of the most famous sort of destinations, holiday destinations in the Indian Ocean, and it is an absolutely beautiful part of the world to actually visit. It really is, and so now you can visit here in a stunningly high detailed version of the Sir Siwu Sagar Ramgulam International Airport. That is one hell of a mouthful. I practiced so much to get that right, by the way, not gonna lie. So yeah, you can actually now visit this beautiful island and its airport now, from thanks to the guys at FSG. What they've done is actually completely covered the island as well with custom autogen and aerial imagery, landmarks, AI traffic as well. So you're not just getting the airport, you are getting the full island as well. So that's pretty damn awesome. Pretty damn good pack, this one. Fully compatible with FS Global, UTX, all the major things as well. SOD, AES support as well. Available and compatible with the full range of the ESP range. So F6 Steam Edition, prepared versions 3 and 4. Fully available. This one, I said, full aerial imagery is done in here. Beautiful high detail rendition of the airport, including very accurate buildings, terminal layout as it appears at the start of 2017. So very topical, very accurate at the moment. Multiple locations as well. well for helicopter starts and small heliport starts around the island as well, so not just that one. Custom AI traffic's included this one as well, so it's one of the cool things that FSDG do. They do actually do special traffic for their packages now, which is kind of cool. You get an additional airstrip as well for one of these skydiving operations as well. As well as the multiple helipad starts. Jetway is fully compatible with SOD and AES at launch as well. Fully beautiful high detail 3D lighting effects included as well. And they've also thrown in, which is something that's a bit not really seen for these guys. They've thrown in a mission as well, so it's like an exploration of the island and see some of the landmarks and the hotels and stuff like that. With a mission included for Mauritius helipilot. So not really sure what it uses. I'm assuming it uses one of the default helicopters, but considering that it's varied across multiple platforms, that could be interesting. But yeah, very cool. Look, this is it. You get a lot in this pack as well, coming in around about $30 US, 25 euros, available now from the FSDG store, and will be available from your favorite online retailer very soon. But yes, available now, looking spectacular. Alrighty, so in another prepared version 4 update this week, we saw the release of German Airport's Friedrichshafen Professional. So this is a reboot or update of their Friedrichshafen X, in this time now compatible for prepared version 4. So this is it is a paid upgrade. So for those who are wanting, who may have Friedrichshafen X, if you do want the upgrade, it's going to cost you. It's reasonable. It's not too bad. It's basically about $5 US for updating this one. Or if you want to buy it brand new, you're looking around about $18 US. So it's not badly priced as far as airports go. But this one does add in a few extra things for its prepared version 4 version. Obviously, with the optimization updating of the new shadows and lighting engines as used for prepared version 4. Updated seasonal changing for various 3D objects based on the version 4 scripting. Multiple dynamic lighting effects. Pretty much everything's about the lighting, really. It's got a few extra, but it does have some new updates and adaptations to using different terrain meshes and also different sort of default versus FTX Global versus UTX sort of sceneries as well. And it does have some AFCAD and AirAC updates as well included for this one as well. So yeah, there are a few updates for this one. Not a huge amount of stuff, but as I said, if you are wanting for your prepared version 4 experience, you can grab this one now, coming in, as I said, for new users, coming in around about $18 US. If you're doing an upgrade, it costs you around about $5 US to upgrade. Available now from Aerosoft. Alrighty, moving out of the ESP world into the X-Plane world. So the guys over at UK 2000 sort of dropped 3 products into the X-Plane 11 world this week. So they took 3 of their more popular airports, so Birmingham, Norwich and Stansted, and they have brought them across into X-Plane 10 and 11. Coming in this time at, coming in at their standard pricing, so around about £17. So around about sort of a $25 US for that one. Now I'm gonna be honest here, and I'm gonna say I'm a little surprised and a little interested with the way they've actually done this, because if you go through their compatibility and sort of, you know, what's in it stuff, and they do actually, and to their credit, they do stress download the time limited demo version first before you actually purchase, because there is a whole stack of stuff which is kind of their signature, which is not included in the X-Plane versions. So, for example, their custom 3D approach lights, their runway wigbags, their animated and static aircraft libraries, the docking systems for the gates that they have is customized and stuff like that, and many of these little details like the animated vehicle traffic and AI aircraft traffic, the stuff that makes the UK 2000 sceneries, it's not available in the X-Plane versions. Now, I'm sure that's not their intention. It's just a limitation of the platform they're working with, but you know, other developers get around it. So I'm kind of questioning why they're charging the same price as their ESP platform ones, which do all this extra stuff. So, you know, I look, I'm just questioning it. That's all. Like, don't get me wrong. It's great that they're supporting the platform, and it's great to see the really outstanding quality of UK 2000 stuff were coming over into X-Plane. And as I said, the actual airport itself, the airport positioning, the airport buildings, they're all correct and they're all up to date and looking amazing in X-Plane 11. But as I said, it just sort of just bugs me a little bit that a lot of these little these extra things that really push UK 2000 scenery into that good that extras that special that higher quality that they are. Those features are not present in the X-Plane version, and they're still charging the same price. So, I don't know. Just my sort of opinion and concern. But anyway, as I said, they do offer a full fat demo version, which you time limited demo version, which you can get into and have a look at. So highly recommend that if you before you buy it, that you do download the demo, install it, have a look at it. If it does work for you, then absolutely support these guys and bring it in their efforts to bring their products to X-Plane 10 and 11. So yes, available now from the UK 2000 website. Put the link in the description down below. Alrighty, moving away from the flight simulation world and moving into the world of the permanent way. So we saw a release this week for Duffer Games Train Simulator this week. So we saw one release. We saw the release of the New Haven E33 locomotive. So this was an interesting little machine. So built in the 1950s when the New Haven sort of Connecticut, New York Connecticut route train line was actually had been electrified. And so looking for a train that would actually be able to haul cargo more than passengers in this route and actually be able to do it as an electric train. So this, of course, turned into the GE, the General Electric E33 was sort of the evolution of this one, and then evolved into the EF4s later on as well. Now this is funny. I've actually travelled on the route here that this actually uses, the New York New Haven route. I've actually travelled on that when I've been after Flight SimCon, when I've headed down into New York. It's a fascinating railway line. It's actually a cool journey. Anyway, I digress. But yes, this is one of their pro range, so it actually comes with a very highly detailed model, both internally and externally, as well as what is interesting as well is it does actually offer two different versions that you can actually drive. So you have one which is already sort of up and running and slightly more simplified, or you have a full cold and dark version, which has a completely authentic startup procedure, multi-step, multi-sequenced, and has to be done in order kind of startup sequence. So very interesting, very good quality, very great to see that they've actually provided that as part of the Pro Series, as well as providing one that's a little bit more accessible to someone who maybe still wants to enjoy the nostalgic experience of the train without necessarily being able to go through all of the steps if they didn't want to. So really cool. Full failure systems are detailed along with braking systems, physics models, and multiple cab views, as well as some customized traffic for the AI as well as some rolling stock suitable for the vehicle as well. You also get 4 career scenarios for this one as well. However, as we have often see with this one, with train simulator stuff, you do require a particular route add-on. So as I said, the New York New Haven route, you do require to have that DLC purchased separately and installed in order to be able to utilize the 4 career scenarios that come with this. As I said, I've actually traveled on this train line in real life, and it's a very interesting train line. So I almost want to pick it up actually to see exactly how well it's modelled. Anyway, but yes, this was coming in at $20 available now on Steam. Alrighty, moving on to another release for this one. So this one's a very interesting release. I love my F1. Well, let me rephrase. I used to love F1. I don't like it quite so much anymore. I think F1's lost something now that it's down to like V8s. I hear there's a rumor that they're going down to sixes now. Like it's just not the same. It's really not. Anyway, I digress. However, the guys over at Codemasters have come to the fore once again with the F1 2017 game. Now they've come this one with an incredibly detailed simulation of the F1 experience. Now, not only have they simulated the actual on-track action of actually driving with that, but they're now actually integrating more and more research development and the off-track activities that you have as part of their career mode as well. So you still have the just jump in and race on any of the 20 official tracks that is part of the sort of the stock standard and multiplayer experience as part of the F1 experience over the many years. But it has, as I said, a much more expanded career mode now, and getting a bit more career and sort of like some more single focus now. They want to be able to go into things like actual vehicle management, actual sort of keeping balancing the performance, the way the drivers drive, to actually be able to keep the car reliable and avoid grid penalties and stuff like that. So, which will actually affect your performance. Managing various different factors of that one, including your pit crews as well. So you've got a lot more stuff that you're managing now. You've also things like you can actually also have female drivers now, which is really cool. So great equal opportunity move there. Thanks guys. As well as being able to customize a lot more stuff about that one. They also brought in, and I'm kind of happy about this, is they brought in classic F1 cars. So back from the old days, from like the 1970s, the 80s, like the classic days, the bygone era of F1. Those cars have been brought back and brought to life in this 2017 Amazing, which is just really cool. They've got a few new event types in there as well. You've got Overtake, Pursuit, Checkpoint, Challenge, and Time Attack. Fairly self-explanatory. Multiplayer's been overhauled and revamped as well. Championship mode, gameplay styles, and they've also included, as well as the 20 official tracks, have also brought in 4 variation tracks, so which basically are sort of shortened versions, and a night version of the Monaco track, which looks great. Now, visually, this looks absolutely stunning. Like this looks like the top of the sort of field for the best one that these guys have ever produced. So I think it's looking absolutely stunning. As I said, I think it's getting a lot more depth into this one, so it really is becoming a very much a true simulation title at the moment. Now, interesting enough, they are offering a sort of a bonus at the moment. If you do purchase between now and the 17th of October, you will actually get a free piece of DLC, the 1988 McLaren MP4 classic vehicle. Now, I remember watching these zip around the track back when I was growing up, and it's interesting that the Marlboro is all advertising. The colours are there, but the actual Marlboro advertising has gone off it, but the shell's there anyway. But yes, that is really cool. So yeah, if you do want to be an early adopter, you do get to have the bonus 1980 McLaren in there before it comes on available as separate DLC. So yes, if you do want to pick this one up, coming in at $60 available now on Steam. Alrighty, moving away from the track movie. Well, I seriously, they will make a simulation game about anything these days. Okay, so we've got Hiking Simulator 2017. All I'm gonna say is it's priced at 60 cents, and I'll let you guys figure out how much value you're going to get from that. I'm gonna let you decide, and I'm not going to comment any further. If you do want to burn 60 cents, Hiking Simulator 2017 is available on Steam. Available now. And I can't say anything else. Moving on. Okay, so Robocraft. Robocraft has been an interesting title. So it's been available in early access for, I think, like 2 years. Like 2 years or possibly longer. What's really interesting is that it's finally gone full version this week. And basically everybody's opinion of it went to shit. Now I've sort of like looked at this, been a bit intrigued by Robocraft a few times, and sort of like thought about picking it up a couple of times and not really worried about it. But basically they've gone full version, and there is a lot of people who are not happy. Like, really not happy. Yeah, it's to the point where the developers actually removed the recent. So normally, like you get with the user reviews and like the ratings on Steam, you've got the overall, and you've got like within like the last like 30 days kind of one. They've actually removed that one like completely. That's a bad sign. It's a really bad sign. Anyway, look, bottom line, the core title is a free to play. You build a robot and you shoot other robots with it. That's kind of it. It's kind of really it. But if you want extra parts and cool parts and stuff like that, then you need to buy. You pay. Pay to win. A lot of people complaining that their accounts were wiped. They've lost shit tons of money that they'd already invested in it. A lot of people saying that the balance is just really off. One guy's review was just basically like, yeah, just no, it's a complete pay to win with these crappy little loot boxes that you pick up now. Like, yeah, as I said, really interesting that it's always a bad sign, and I hope it gets better. I hope whatever's gone horribly wrong with it is fixed. But it's always a bad sign, as I said, when a developer actually requests to remove, because that's, as far as I'm aware, it's the only way it happens. A developer requests to remove the recent rating. Something's gone horribly wrong when you see that. So yeah. Anyway, as I said, the core title is free to play. So you can always jump into it without spending too much money to actually sort of get an experience of it. But from everything I'm reading, if you actually want to do anything in it, you actually have to pay for stuff. So there you go. Anyway, if you do want to pick this up, this one is available on Steam. Alrighty, and rounding out the simulation release news for this week, we saw an interesting title from a learning studio. So this is Chop and Drop VR. So this is a free-to-play title. Now this comes from Designing Digitally, which pride themselves on educational sort of tools as well. This is interesting. I think this is more of an exploration title for them, and I think it's just kind of cool. It's kind of different. And it's something that's basically just I like it because it's okay. One, I like it because it's free, but two, because it's just somebody that they are just looking at exploring stuff. So they're looking at different types of physics, how things cut and how the controllers react to it and things like that. So very interesting, and they're sort of using it as a platform for them to experiment with delivering training online in a VR experience, and we get the benefit of it, so that's cool. Anyways, so basically puts you in a few different scenarios where you're chopping down trees or chopping limbs off trees and stuff like that. It's very interesting to see how it behaves, and the physics model looks not too bad, especially for VR. So there you go. Yeah, as I said, this one's free, so free for all you VR users. It does look like it only supports the HTC Vive though, which is interesting, and not the Oculus Rift. So very interesting. Could be something to do with motion controllers, but there you go. This one is available as in a seated or standing gameplay environment. So there you go. Available now on Steam. Alright folks, well that does round out the simulation news for this week. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24. Alright folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.